From the deal that shocked every golfer out there, to Donald Trump chiming in on the controversy too. Here's how pros have reacted to the LIV PGA merger. The 20th century had the World Wars, and the 21st century had the LIV PGA War. Now that the two have become one, it might just be the closest thing we'll ever get to world peace, which is exactly why everyone's shocked. Yep, the PGA Tour agreed to merge with their Saudi-backed rival, LIV Golf, signing an agreement in which both entities would combine their assets to form a new, very much for-profit company. This new agreement includes the DP World Tour too. But you see, folks, the problem is, LIV is backed by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, the PIF. In other words, the tour is indirectly controlled by the super controversial Saudi crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman. Now, this guy will be pouring billions and billions of dollars into this new entity that could practically control the entire game. Do you guys remember how the PGA Tour officials kept accusing the Saudis of sports washing? Yeah, well, they're helping them with it now. Wait, why did the PGA Tour even agree to something like this? Let me start with the most obvious answer: money. Other than that, there's also the fact that LIV was suing the hell out of PGA. You see, PGA kept making it difficult for its players to leave, and once they left, it wouldn't let them come back. Because of this, LIV accused PGA of anti-competitive practices. The two were embroiled in long, drawn-out court battles, and, well, all of it ended with this deal. The real question, though, is how did the pros react to this merger? Rory McIlroy, for one, isn't too happy about it. The Irishman says that the people who left the PGA ended up harming the tour and accused those people of starting litigation against the tour. According to the four-time major winner, the PGA can't welcome them back in right away. Now, even though he hates LIV and wishes it'd just go away, he said he understood why PGA officials agreed to this entire merger. Rory claimed that when you think about one of the biggest sovereign wealth funds in the world, it's better to have them as your partner than as your enemy. 18-time major winner Jack Nicklaus said that the past 3 years had been extremely difficult. He said he'd spoken with the PGA Tour Commissioner, Jay Monahan, who's pretty happy with how things have panned out. Jay believes that the merger will bring players together again and that all the best players in the world playing on the same tour would be great for golf. American golfer Dylan Wu, though, wasn't too happy about the entire thing. He said, "Tell me why Monahan got a promotion to CEO of all golf in the world by going back on everything he said the past 2 years." He called Jay a hypocrite, saying that at the end of the day, money always wins. Canadian golfer Mackenzie Hughes isn't on board with the entire thing either. He said he doesn't understand why the two entities merged, considering how anti-LIV the PGA was. The guy's also not impressed with the fact that instead of being told, he had to find out about this through Twitter. Colin Morikawa, a two-time major winner, had the same opinion. He sarcastically wrote how he loves finding out morning news on the Bird app. Padraig Peter Harrington, an Irish golfer who's won 3 majors, said that he's super surprised the merger happened this quickly. But he's not at all that shocked that it happened at all. Because, let's face it, it's financially beneficial to both sides. Even the players will benefit from this entire thing. American golfer Michael Kim is super duper confused though. He's wondering how many people knew that this deal was happening in the first place. You see, PJ likes to call itself a player-run organization, and that's exactly why he's so mad about the entire thing. Only a handful of folks knew that this was happening in the first place. Canadian golfer Adam Hadwin was worried about something entirely different though. This news dropped on the day of the Canadian Open, and that's exactly why he was extremely disappointed. Because then, for the rest of the week, the event was overshadowed. Still, he sees the silver lining and said he's excited to see how players are reintegrated back into the system. Bernd Weisberger, an Austrian golfer, is optimistic about this. He called it a great day for golf's future. Bai Young-hun, a South Korean golfer, tried to make sense of this. He said that the merger happened because LIV teams were struggling to get sponsors, and that the PGA Tour really didn't want to turn down the cash that came with the PIF, calling it a win-win for both tours. Still, he admitted it's a big loss for whoever defended the PGA the past 2 years. Eddie Pepperell, a British golfer, couldn't be happier. He said that this entire development is super positive for the game of golf, but he admitted that Jay's gonna have to work hard to make the kind of framework that keeps everyone happy. But you know whose opinion everyone's really been waiting on? Brooks Koepka. First of all, he's one of the best. Secondly, the guy's one of the highest profile players in the LIV Tour. Well, being the troll that he is, Here's what Koepka said. Welfare check on Chambly, referencing the Golf Channel analyst Brandel Chambly, who hates LIV. The analyst himself described this deal as a deal with a murderous dictator. Other than that, Brooks Koepka hasn't said much. Come on, we all know he's happy as heck about this deal. Cameron Smith, on the other hand, made a bold claim. After this merger happened, almost everyone claimed that LIV wouldn't survive. Fans think that the breakaway league would just be absorbed into the PGA Tour. Smith thinks differently, though. He said that he can't see LIV going away anytime soon and that team golf is here to stay. Cameron also says that all 48 guys have a good time playing, and everyone, including fans, are enjoying the new format. It's true, fans love the competition and the team element. I mean, I gotta side with him on this one. 'Cause a game of golf like this is good to see. It's unique, and just like Smith, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But you know what's really interesting? Before his last major appearance at the US Open in June, Smith admitted that he just didn't believe that the two leagues had agreed on a merger. In fact, the Aussie thought this was a joke at first. He said that when Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the governor of the PIF, called him and told him what was happening in terms of an agreement between the long feuding leagues. But other than that, he didn't say much. You see, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be worked out, and that's why there are curious players on both sides wondering what the future's gonna be like. Phil Mickelson, on the other hand, had quite a surprising reaction. Phil said that he was confident with where the game was heading, and that the merger happened a lot quicker than he expected. He also said that a lot of changes have been made in the game because of LIV, and that the fans appreciate all of them. But somehow, all of a sudden, the guy has completely changed his tone, and he's not so optimistic anymore. At the US Open, Phil claimed that he just doesn't want to waste energy on the merger right now. The guy also said that while he had talked to folks about doing something, he'd rather not do anything anytime soon. He also feels that nothing's gonna happen. Remember, I told y'all that people were worried about LIV's future? Yeah, this is exactly why they've been worried. 'Cause out of nowhere, this guy went from massive excitement to just dead silence, and people are wondering why that's happening. But you know who's the happiest about this deal? Former US President Donald J. Trump. Look, you've got to admit, the bromance between him and MBS was kind of crazy back when he was in office. So is it really a surprise that he's all excited about this deal? Talking about this on his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump called this great news. He also said that this deal is a big, beautiful, and glamorous deal for golf. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it, considering his courses have held several LIV events. And there you have it, from Donald Trump not being able to contain his happiness, to the LIV PGA merger shocking every single golfer out there. That was how the pros reacted to the LIV PGA merger.